And in your personal life, you've taken on a lot of challenges, like you said, a lot about martial arts and karate. And then some, which are even more interesting, is that I think you push yourself to the brink and see what you're capable of, like mentally and physically. So for instance, I think once you tried, or once maybe in between startups, you went to Chiang Mai in Thailand, and you spent 2 weeks in complete isolation darkness.
Correct. Yeah, so so I was on my martial arts studying, and so if you kind of look at the history of martial arts, the Eastern martial arts, they came from something called Qigong, which is the root of all martial arts. And surprisingly, Qigong was started by a South Indian Buddhist monk, a prince from Kerala who went all the way to Tibet to teach Buddhism.
Okay.
So he gets there, and of course he's extremely well trained in the classical Indian martial arts. He's well trained in Indian yoga, all aspects of it, right? And he goes there to teach Buddhism, but he finds that the conditions there are so harsh that people die by the time they're 35. And he says, this is not enough time for you guys to get disciplined and learn everything. So he teaches them something that he calls bone marrow transformation exercises. This is his work of translating the vast knowledge from India into some techniques for that. So this then moved forward, and many branches of Kung Fu and Karate and Taekwondo and other things came out. So I was studying Taekwondo, and then eventually you come to the point where saying, hey, I'm not jumping any higher. I'm getting more injuries, and so I'm missing something here. So surprisingly, right next to my Taekwondo school in Mountain View, there was a Qigong school, and a Qigong master would sit there. So I walked by for many years. I walked by his school, and one day I said, I gotta figure this out. So I started learning Qigong. Okay. So Qigong is all about, and Qigong has hard and soft styles, many variations to it, but it's all about building your what we call prana, or the life force. It again integrates many techniques like breathing and visualization and sounds and movement and all kinds of things. Yeah. And it also focuses on building internal strength. Now this concept of internal strength is purposely kept vague in the arts, and it's all about controlling your endocrine system. So you're in your body. There's 3 master glands: the pituitary, thymus, and the hypothalamus. So they control all your endocrine system. So they control everything. The pituitary gland eventually produces human growth hormone. After some time, that production stops, and aging begins. So yoga and martial arts, they try to keep your hormonal balance going as well, and keeping it stronger as you age. And part of one such technique there is called the darkroom training. And the idea is that you stay in darkness for some extended period of time, and that stimulates the pituitary gland. Okay. And that it what is called reawakens the pituitary gland, which then produces the normal growth hormones, and your aging slows down, right? That's the concept. Yeah. So as part of that training, I went to Chiang Mai. There's a master called Master Mantak Chia. Okay. And he runs that up in Thailand.
That's amazing.
And he's written many books on this. I've studied his work. The other things in what some of these esoteric arts and yoga and meditation talk about is stillness. So stillness is hard to achieve because there's just so much stimulation all the time. So this dark room meditation gets you to the stillness where you can think and think and think, and eventually there's nothing else to think. Right? You thought through, and now you're just just relaxed. Similar, there's another technique called standing meditations. So if you ask me, saying, so in your martial arts journey, what are the hardest things you've done, and where do you push yourself to the point? So the first one was this darkroom training. Along with that, there's another set of techniques called the standing meditations, where you actually stand in certain postures for 2 hours. Okay. And it's after all the training that I've had, when I first started to attempt the standing meditations, I could do it for like 3 minutes because gravity wins every time. Yeah. And the standing meditation creates a transformation in the body where it brings not the external muscular development, but the internal tendons and skeletal muscle development. So it's a different type of strength. Okay. So I started doing the standing meditations, which brings in this change in your structure. It also forces you to learn how to breathe, how to control your mind, because over time it becomes incredibly hard. So that was so my test was to stand for 2 hours. So that was a challenge. Then another training was this darkroom training. So I stayed in darkness for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then, as part of my 6th degree black belt taekwondo testing, I had to do 1,000 kicks nonstop.
Oh wow.
So this was just part of my training, and you just keep doing this consistently. And
that's incredible. So you enjoy testing the capabilities of your mind and body to see what you can do.
Absolutely. So it's this path of continuous improvement.
Yeah.
Right, and continue to understand how limitations come in and what are the other tools and techniques you can use to overcome these limitations.
Okay, and I'm sure that builds an extreme level of self-confidence that you can take on this really overwhelming challenge and complete it.
It gives you the calmness. It gives you the calmness saying, this is just one more thing you have to master.
Yeah.
And what are the tools and the steps and the processes to master this?